Hi, this is Alexis of the School of Social Work, and this is a very short tutorial to show you how to use rubrics for in-class grading of presentations within Blackboard Ultra. So the first very important thing to know is that to use a rubric in Blackboard Ultra, students either need to submit an assignment that the rubric can be attached to, or you need to have selected offline submissions. You would select offline submissions in the gear icon, collect submissions offline. It's very important to do this before students have access to the assignment, because if they create any submissions, then you are not actually able to change this setting and you may need to rebuild your assignment from scratch. So in this case, we have also applied the best practice of having a rubric that is available to students and available to faculty. So we could click this and see that the rubric is available. The next step, if you have set this up, is when you're in class. So when you're in class, we're using this template. We would go to gradable items. I prefer to at least note some feedback directly onto the rubric, or even grade the rubric while students are presenting. I may go back and make sure I was fair across each presentation, but this makes sure that I remember what was going on and give students great feedback based on their performance. So for example, I would select Research Team 1 if they are going first. You do have to create a submission at the time, so it records when they presented, the time and date. I would select Save. Okay, so once you have your research team set up and you're ready to make submissions, you have an opportunity to provide overall feedback. You can scroll down and you can either show the longer descriptions, or if you might have the rubric somewhere else, maybe printed in front of you, you can just show each section. So now I have 2 members on this team. I went ahead and added a different one so we can see some of the other items. If I wanted to mark each section, I can mark each one. I can also add comments for that part of the presentation while I am in the section. The other thing that I can do is I can give individual feedback for each student if I would like at the bottom. So as I go up to the top of this, we would fill out the completed rubric, and you can even give video comments. If you needed to override the score, you can actually do that up here to give a different score overall. And you can adjust individual grades if you would like within the regular gradebook. So as I'm doing this, I may find that I can't actually answer all of the questions. So I can actually stop grading at this point. Maybe, for example, in this one, I have team contributions and collaboration as 10 points. I may have asked them for feedback or for a survey or for a self-evaluation, and I need to get that information before I can proceed. So what I'm going to then do is I'll actually close this research team. And I can move on to the next person. I won't want to post their grades yet because I'm actually not done grading it. So maybe now I want to go and review a different student. So I can start their submission, begin reviewing it, and I can always come back and finish my first submission later once I have the full details. But in this way, I've caught a lot of what I wanted to say to the students during class, using my time effectively, and more likely to give really excellent feedback that doesn't get confused. The other thing I would say about myself personally is I always like to come back and kind of regrade the first 1 or 2 presentations, because I find sometimes that maybe I was a little bit harsh at the beginning, and open up as I see the different creative things that students do throughout the day. I hope that this has been helpful, and it will provide you with some tools to give feedback in a way that's really efficient and really valuable.